I feel like I've been on this journey my whole life because it started with my name, Talitha, Cumi, which literally means little girl wake up. And I can't say it's been easy. There's been a lot of bumps and bruises along the way, but I believe life is all in your decision making. The I Am Talitha Cumi show is a combination of things that I love to talk about, and I want to enlighten you, encourage you, and inspire you to be the best you can be with some help from me and my guests. Let's talk about it.
What's poppin', buddy? See, I got the leftovers from Auntie. Let's go and crack these damn leftovers and make it good. It's a rib slider.
And we are live here at the Botham Jean Foundation Gala event, you guys. Did you know that the real New Year is not on January 1st? It's on March 20th. So the real New Year's Eve is March 19th, with New Year's Day being March 20th. So you guys don't worry if you haven't kept up your New Year's resolutions, because you still have a little bit of time. So is there anything that I left?
No, other than my name is pronounced Georgia Nay.
Georgia, I was pronouncing that all wrong. Georgia Nay. My bad. I hate when people pronounce my name wrong too.
Tappity Kuma.
Hey, y'all. Hey, it is your girl Talitha Cumi, Tappity Kuma. And I want to welcome you to the I Am Talitha Cumi show on the Food for the Soul Media Group Network. And welcome to our new Thursday night show. As always, thanks for tuning in. And remember, you can catch us here every Thursday night at 8 o'clock p.m. on our Food for the Soul YouTube station, Food for the Soul Media Group FB page, and check out our re-air audio shows on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and iHeartRadio. Shout out to Quan with Gorilla Cross Media on the ones and twos, keeping us looking and sounding right. And if you're tuned in right now, please make sure you hit that subscribe button or that like button wherever you are, and go to our Instagram and follow us at Food for the Soul Media Group. I am Talitha_Cumi and at The Real Big Bobby B. My disclaimer, as always, these are our opinions, not fact, just our opinions. And some of the opinions of our guests are not always opinions of the I Am Talitha Cumi show, Food for the Soul Media Group, or Gorilla Cross Media. And if you want to weigh in, leave us a comment in the chat room on our YouTube station or FB page.
And we are always looking for sponsors and donors to help keep our show a priority and bringing you great news, great guests, great discussions. And we need you. And if you're looking to be a guest or promote your business with us, go to foodforthesoulpresents@gmail.com or inbox us today.
So you guys, we're closing out our month of July on our Gumbo Mix 4th Thursday. And I want to talk about if legacy matters. Like, does it matter anymore? And I want to talk about some other news too. But first, I need everybody to introduce themselves, please, after I do it. We got Kay with the G, and y'all already know who she is. We've finally got Kiss back in the building, so I'm super excited, and Kay is super fanatical excited. And we've got photographer and author Miss London Howard in the building. So Kay, let the people know a little bit about you again, and then we'll go around.
Okay, well, I am your girl, Kay with the G, and I have been really busy these last 2 quarters, last 6 months, I guess. I am a life coach, a career counselor, a mentor, public speaker, and I am really focusing on launching my new business, which is Trist, and that is turning rehabilitation into successful transition here in the Las Vegas area, and hopefully I branch out, so wish me luck.
Yeah. And Kiss.
Dang, I gotta find me a title now. That was good.
Yeah.
I am Kiss, you guys. That's keep your soul sweet, keep your savage side. I am a singer, songwriter, artist, entertainer, performer, Martian, whatever.
And she's good.
All of that.
Yes.
Love bug, Care Bear, all of that. I'm looking for titles now.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm out here, definitely in these streets, entertaining everyone.
Yeah. And we love it.
We love it.
London, what about you?
London Howard. I am
an author, photographer, entrepreneur, and I branded myself as a triple threat, which is the author, speaker, and a mentor. Really moving into that thought leader world and hitting those stages and being able to share my story with everyone that wants to listen.
Yeah.
I want to know.
Yeah,
Yes.
we want to listen, so
I
we
wanna
can't.
know.
We can't wait to hear what's going on with you. Thank you, ladies, for coming this evening. And I want to start off with my topic for the show. So I want to know: does leaving a legacy matter anymore? Like, what do y'all think? If yes, why? And if no, why not? Does leaving a legacy matter anymore to anybody? Do we care?
Yes, it's really funny that that is the topic of the show, because I was having a conversation with a friend of mine today before you sent out the notes, and we were talking about my hometown. And when you ride through my hometown, everywhere that I've ever lived, it's not there. The house that I grew up in, the house that my grandmother had, the house that my brother and, me, my mom, my brother and sister, when we were younger, that nothing is there. And I don't have any children. So just imagine if I disappeared. There's nothing there to remind anyone of me. So all I have now are my nieces and nephews, and I'm not as close to all of them as I'd like to be, but my nieces that I am close to, I feel it's important that their children and their grandchildren, they know the story of our great grandmother and what she went through and how she raised us, and they know where we came from, and they're able to take the kids to those empty lots and say, this is where your great grandmother lived, and this is where your grandmother lived, and this was here, and maybe draw a picture in their minds of what it used to be like and what it used to look like, and how we grew from one area of life and we went to another place where we were supposed to be. So I think it's very, very important that we do try to leave a legacy. Although our legacies are in the process of trying to be erased, what they say, I see it. I see it. I see it. But yeah, I think it's very important that we do that.
What about you, ladies? What do y'all think?
I absolutely agree. I agree that it's important to not just leave your mark, hopefully for the better, and allowing your loved ones to walk into those paths and consideration and say, and that having pride in the name, your name, their name, and continuing the legacy on. I think that there's a connection, family connection, and and that's what I'm, building up now, really wanting them to own their path, because if not you, then who?
Exactly.
I agree. I used to agree with what you guys are saying. I used to feel that way, but now I don't know. It's like we're really not in control. Just like we all have our purposes and everything, the mark that we're supposed to leave, we will leave. And we can set our intentions to pave a way, but we're out of control. You know what I mean? And what you were saying, Kay, I felt that so much, because I too have the same sentiments that you have, and I have no children. And every place that I've ever called home is gone. It's
gone.
Right?
It's like,
and
was I here?
Right. So now what are we doing? We're living, moving, we're in motion, right? And we're seeking purpose. Whatever is laid down is laid down. And whatever is not meant to be won't be. So with others being in control, there's no telling what we set. Will it even stay? So I agree, but I disagree now.
I get it.
So,
I get it.
And I think it's the discouragement, and that's why I asked the question, right? Because I feel like there's so much disrespect nowadays for like OGs, like are those that came before us, right? Like the young folks, they don't care anymore. They don't pay any homage to those who paved the way for them. So that's the reason why I ask, does it matter? And not really, does it matter to us? Because like you said it matters. You want to leave a legacy, but does it matter to them? So as you're sitting here, like, I want to leave this legacy for these kids and let them know this, are they like, so?
They're
Don't
like,
nobody care about that.
yeah.
And I'm saying, are they doing that?
And
Do
for
you
me,
feel like that?
I'm so passionate that sometimes I know my delivery can be a little off because I'm so passionate about things that I want you to understand that. If it had not been for this woman sacrificing this and that, you would not have the wherewithal or the mentality to even understand how to move forward.
Right.
Because that is what she embedded in us. And she's 7 and 8 and looking at me like, like, in 20 years, I'm not going to even remember you or her. So, but still, maybe she will. Because my mom constantly talks about our great grandmother and my grandmother. So we don't want to be. There's a Disney movie where every Dia de Mercur they put the pictures up of their family to make sure that they remember who they are. You know, to keep their memory alive. I think it's extremely important. But I understand where you're coming from. What's the purpose? Because I don't know anything about my great grandmother.
So then, how important then, and what happened to family reunions? Like, I feel like I think I was telling a couple of my cousins that my generation, because I'm in my 50s, right? I feel like we dropped the ball on the reunions. And so now, you know, my father passed, my mom passed, my grandmother, father, and grandfather on both sides are gone. So I have no clue who my family is, and I blame it on the fact that we stopped having family reunions. Like we didn't see the cousins and
but that's your
and the meemaws.
responsibility.
Yes, that's
right
what I'm
now.
saying. So for me, people like me or whatever, if I don't carry the charge, or me or my cousins that are in our age bracket, then our kids now that are in their 20s, 30s, it's over for them.
Yeah.
They don't know who's what.
They could be dating their first cousin and don't even know it.
Well, some
And
states
that's
it's
it.
legal now. You said
That's true. That's true. But I think it's also important to lay that foundation.
Yeah.
Once you lay the foundation, whether they decide to walk their own path,
Right.
at least you know that this is what your truth is
Yeah.
that you set forward for the family.
absolutely.
And if they decide to venture their way, then
At least they knew.
at
But
least they know. Like,
you
especially when
know-
it comes to family reunions, you know, we started that and carried it on. Maybe that torch is supposed to be us continuing, so they can see, oh, well, I do have, family members, and these are my cousins, and for them to understand what a cousin is. You know, some people don't mingle with family members. So I think
And that's why
important.
we have a family page on social, and I'm very thankful for social media because it allows family that doesn't
to keep in contact.
So our family page, we share photographs, we plan stuff together, we know what's going on in one another's lives. There were like 4 or 5 babies. I remember when I was growing up, there was a baby born. Everybody touched that baby, knew that baby. But now I have little cousins that are in their 20s that have children. I've never met their kids. I've never laid eyes on their kids, but I know who their kids are, so it is extremely important to have that connection, to keep that ability to know who your people are. We have to do that, or else we're going to eliminate ourselves.
So I want to challenge everybody to try and reach out to your people, or find your eldest family member and see if they can give you some type of knowledge. Write it down or something like that. Like right now, I think my oldest family member on my mom's side, she's 71. That's my aunt that you met. So she's 71. And then my dad's side, I think I have some cousins in Houston, and I have to try and kind of reach out to them. But I don't know any of that family. And they're Texas, Houston, Texas, Galveston, and then Kansas City.
But you better check on the ones in
Yeah.
Galveston because
I heard that it's just been crazy out there, you guys. So I want to talk about. I want to switch topics. I want to talk about. Somebody said, "Hold on, kids don't care because their mothers don't." Baby mamas control kids' ability to want. The father is too direct. So if she doesn't use her words properly, the kids won't see the need. Okay. That's an interesting perspective. And then somebody said, we did the same thing. What we are experiencing now is maturity. Now it means something. So lay the groundwork and make sure that it works.
Right. Not just the mom side, but the mom and the daddy.
Hold on. What? Kiss was like,
Yeah, no.
What she said, no?
Yeah, but no.
No, because we can't just blame one.
Uh-huh.
It has to be family. So if the structure stayed the same, then the walk would be the same.
Yeah.
So if the family was the family, right? Mom, dad, we're going to go see your grandma. We're going to see your grandma. We're going to see your cousins. We're going to see your cousins. This your aunt. This your aunt. This my brother. This my brother. This your uncle. Da, da, da. It takes a family. It begins with the foundation of a family. So if she not the baby mama or a single mama, then there would be a bit of a structure to where there's an understanding.
So basically, you saying that the dude
because that grandmama knows she got a grandbaby.
Yeah. So when parents go stag, everything else goes stag too.
Yeah.
But like for my mom, my brother's daughters, my brother's daughters, you would think that they were her children. And even though they have different moms, you would never know because she went and got her grandchildren. Okay. Because the mother may not, but we didn't have that situation what we're speaking of. But just because you have a baby by a man and you and him don't get along, you are totally out of place keeping that child away from its other side of its family. Because
so I think that's and that seems like that's what the post was about though. It seemed like it's like it now that you're a baby's mother, even if you and your your baby's father didn't work out, still try and make sure that child is a part of their family's life somehow
and knows who they are
and kind of try and figure it out. You know, even if you guys don't get along and you don't talk, then you go straight to the mother, like, hey, can I bring so and so over here? Because you the grandma. What's she gonna say? No, unless you're a crazy baby mama, then maybe she might be like, I don't know.
You can leave the baby, but don't you come over here.
Drop her off on the curb. Drop her off on the curb. And then, so I don't know, but I get it, you guys. So I wanna switch the subject, and this is a really serious subject, talking about the Sonia Massey shooting. Have you guys heard about it? The black lady that got shot. And so crazy. I just wanted to read a little bit and just kind of get your perception of what you think, because it's just very interesting to me. I don't understand all of it, right? And so we know that the deputy, he was charged with killing her, so he got fired. And they released a video. I haven't watched it because I don't want to watch it. But they put it out there, so a lot of people are commenting about it. The family is trying to have a petition to try and get some information about the cop's life, because they're saying that he worked at like 6 different law enforcement agencies in 4 years. He was charged with drunk driving a couple times. And so I'm just going to read a little bit of what happened. They said that she was shot and killed by the officer, and she's one of a number of black women who have been killed by the police. But it says the body camera footage shows Grace and another deputy speaking calmly when they were at her home. At which point she goes to the stove to turn off a pot of boiling water. She then picks up the pot, and the other deputy steps back away from the steaming water, and she says, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." And then the deputy says, huh? And then she says, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." And then Grayson, the guy that killed her, he said, "You better effing not, or I swear to God, I'll effing shoot you in the effing face," right? So he says that. He then draws his firearm, points it at her, and she ducks, and she says, "I'm sorry," while lifting the pot. And then he says, both of them say, "Drop the pot." 3 shots. After seconds of silence, one deputy says, "The shots fired." They call the police. And so Bobby and I were talking about this briefly last week, because I'm torn, because I'm trying to figure out what was she seeing, because from the report she said she thought there was an intruder in the home, right? So I said, and I, forgive me because I just don't know. I thought that it could have been more spiritual than what we thought, right? So I'm like, if she was seeing something, whether it was there, not there, or whatever, and they couldn't see it or something like that, she was talking to that spirit or whatever that was, and it played out so wrong because the cops are like, B, put this down or I'm gonna shoot you. And she's like, I'm sorry, but I rebuke you. Like, who is she talking to? Why would she be talking to them? That doesn't make any sense to me when I read the article. So what do y'all think about that?
I think it's so raw still.
Yeah.
And, it's still, I still get choked up just knowing that could have been any one of my family members. Could have been me.
Yeah.
I know that I'm not quite sure. I don't know if she was schizophrenic or something else was going on, but definitely it's a tragedy. And my condolences to her entire family.
Absolutely.
But it's, it's just, it's so hard to talk towards that because it's, again, you call for assistance and you're scared when they arrive and they don't offer any help in the end.
And I think that launches a need for a MHMR database because obviously, I think they should have checked to see, if she was something, who's your family? There's something more to this. Mm-hmm. This is water. This is a gun. First of all, let's initiate another way to de-escalate. That's the word. Let's initiate another way to de-escalate the situation. Number 2, there needs to be in place a MHMR database to check to see if people have some sort of mental illness
before the cops come out.
Before they come in your home.
Right. That way they know what they're dealing with when they get there.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Because for her to say, well, the windows were broken in her yard, and if she may have hurt, so there could have been someone, we don't know.
Right.
But then in the same instance, when you are a spiritual person, you know that we don't deal with flesh, but against spirits and principalities.
Right.
So we can look at it in all different kinds of ways. But for her to make the remark and for him to respond the way he did, that also makes you think, like, what was the underlying goal here? Why are you making this tape? Why are you showing it? Like, you're just, this is something we're going to put out in the media to get ratings. I don't agree with that at all. That's a private affair. And then it's just a lot. And I don't even want to talk about it really, because it just makes me want to cry because it makes me think of the other lady that got killed. So Sandra Bland.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kiss, nothing. You're like, no, I don't want to say nothing.
Listen, my overthinking self. When you said spiritual, I've been thinking, when I do think about it, because I try not to.
Yeah.
But when I think about it, it said she heard something outside.
Yeah.
And the first thing I thought was, whatever was outside got inside and hopped right where he needed to hop. For all of that to happen. I do believe in stuff like that. Yeah. Where some people actually can see.
Yes.
Yes. And at that moment, I rebuke you. It's like, because I see exactly what's trying to happen. Right. And that's not what we're doing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I don't know if she saw something or she could see something with him or in her spirit. She just felt like this is about to go bad, but I'm going to rebuke whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy because nobody asked, hey, what's the water for? What are you making, tea, hot dogs? What is it for? Like, nobody asked the right questions. You know what I mean? And so I would say, I don't think anything was wrong with her. And I think that all the proof is something was wrong with him. He the one with the instability and everything else. And
because he could have said, put the water down.
Yeah.
You know, not put the water down. I'm gonna shoot you in your effing face. Man, put the water down.
Yeah.
But when they came in, you're supposed to assess the situation. First, you're going to look at the surroundings. The house is in disarray. You know, how she's acting. I can't find my ID. She's nervous. You know, those are subtle signs of schizophrenia. Whatever may have been wrong with her, just be a little more cautious. And this is a single woman in a home, and you are 6'5" police officers. So it could have been spiritual, I can see that. I can see that, but it makes you even scared to even talk about it because you don't want to you don't want to understand the realization of the spiritual aspect of things, and those planes are crossing.
Because schizophrenia, spirits, all of that, nobody understands it. They're both in the same realm of no understanding. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you don't see it,
but they see it.
Right.
Who is he talking to?
And it could be hallucination. It could be whatever.
It could be real.
Exactly. We don't know.
Somebody said he had a taser, which they were supposed to learn how to use that, and they should have done that to de-escalate it.
It didn't look like anything to de-escalate, though.
And then, well, from what they're saying is like, oh, she was going to pour this hot water on us.
What was she, a witch?
We had a shooter, and so that's crazy, y'all. And I just kind of wanted to talk about it though, because I feel so bad for what's going on nowadays with the people. We got to understand the spiritual realm, and if people are not talking about it, you know, more of us are gonna catch hell. Because we don't understand it, so I think we need to talk about it.
I mean, if she would have said, "I'm gonna turn you into a frog,"
then they would. Then they like, oh, we're about to shoot you.
I couldn't find a cauldron, so I got a little pot for you.
Double boiling trouble. I mean, that's not funny, but
right.
And then you
never
kind
know.
of been a little scared.
Yeah.
But you guys, we're gonna take a short commercial break. If you just tuned in, this is the I Am Talitha Cumi show on Food for the Soul Media Group, and we will be right back.
Cumi, I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Cumi, I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Look. Cumi, I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Spent about 2 racks on handmade new rags. Cumi, I'm rooting for everybody that's black. That's everybody from sports to college class to rap and back.
And we're back. And if you joined us, thank you for tuning in to the I Am Talitha Cumi show, the Gumbo Mix on Food for the Soul Media Group.
Yeah.
School is about to start.
Yep.
And I don't know if you guys are aware. Are you familiar with school choice? School choice, I just heard about it. Yeah, that is something that's going.
Elaborate.
Come again.
I don't have any children.
Please elaborate.
What that is.
Please elaborate.
School choice.
So, hey, that is so funny because no kids.
No kids.
You got to break that down.
So,
is this spiritual?
Break this down. No, break this down for us. Hey, don't put no spell on us.
Everyone has kids.
Yeah.
None of us have kids.
No.
An author. And all of us are artists.
Yes.
Oh, that is so deep. So you people better continue to tune in to the I Am Talitha Cumi.
She got personal problems.
Yeah.
She is so special.
Tune in.
No. So I want to talk about school choice. So school choice, it's really deep. It's education is constitutional. I don't know if you know that, but school choice is the use of public monies to fund private education, whether it's a charter school, whether it's a Catholic. Well, it's charter schools. I wrote it down: charter, magnet, private, homeschool, and online.
Okay.
So they're using public money to fund these various forms of education,
Okay.
which is causing a lot of debate. However, it's old news actually, because this started in 2002. So back in 2002, the 2002, the Federal Establishment Clause was eliminated by the Supreme Court. So that meant that out of 50 states, 32 states, or actually 60% of the states, were choosing to have their children educated according to their choice. Now, one of the things that was part of the Federal Establishment Clause was that they could not, when they eliminated the clause, the argument was they can use the public monies to fund charter or online homeschool, etc., but it could not be religiously affiliated.
Okay.
But today, they are being religiously affiliated up north in a lot of the schools and in the Midwest.
Okay.
So a lot of people are upset because this school choice offers ESAs, which are educational savings accounts, and they're allowing people to do tax credit scholarships. Now, this is your money that you're taking and you're putting aside for an educational fund for your child, and you can choose to put your child in whatever kind of school that accepts that. This does open a lot of doors because it can create discrimination. If I have a school over here and I'm taking all of these high grade educators from the public school district, putting them in a private institution, and then we're sending all of these students there that are being funded through private organizations, certain churches, religious organizations, certain establishments, and high profile families, and they're going to these private schools and they're using public funds. So it is becoming a big argument, but it's not new. It's something that's been going on. It's just now that what brought it to light was Project 2025.
Yeah, I heard, and I don't want to touch on that, but
yeah. But that's what brought it to light. But then in the same instance, this is an opportunity for those people that are worried about that project to do the same thing and open up your own charter schools, private schools, magnet schools, home schools, online schools. This is a great opportunity. And I don't want to touch on it, but I feel that it's a big issue when it comes to education, when you are even referring to disseminating the education of our nation's youth, because so many of them are not getting what they need, the tools that they need. But it's really about parents and guardians and choosing to send their children to a private school or public schools and using public funds to do it.
So how many of you, did any of you go to a private school?
No.
Public school, all public school?
Yep.
Do you feel like you may have wanted to go to a school? Like did your parents get a chance to choose for you? Or was it just like, oh, I'm in this area code, I'm going to this school? That's what it was?
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Area code, here we are.
Mm-hmm. And do you think that it helped or hurt education-wise for you as you guys are grown?
Well, I'm a military kid.
Okay.
So we went to military school, a school that was for
military kids.
Yeah, so that's we ain't even think
you got a different education.
I'm sorry, what is a choice?
That's a
What's a choice?
Okay, yeah.
What's that?
Absolutely. What about you, Lenny?
No, I grew up born and raised in Grand Rapids. Grew up in Arizona. Yes,
okay, so live in Grand Rapids. Okay, go ahead.
And grew up in Arizona. Went to Dobson High School, and it was one of the top schools out there in Mesa. So it wasn't anything that I felt deprived or I was lacking in education. However, when I moved to Vegas my senior year, I ended up going to Western High School.
You saw the difference.
Absolutely difference. Going and just touching on just the small things when you're an athlete and you're doing track and field and you're, doing all the electives, whether it's French and Spanish and everything that we have going on. I was a chair of BSU, so the Black Student Union, and I'm doing this. And then coming to Vegas, and their main concern was taking a health class. So I was like, why are we so focused on that when all the electives are already taken? I had to take an art class, so it was just, I feel like the bar was not set high enough where I landed.
Yeah, and I experienced that because I grew up in a little small town. It was a small town, and I was one of the smarter students in my class.
What town was that, darling?
It's a little small town. It's a little small town in Texas called Greenville. I went to Greenville High School, and they had a great school system. I was one of the smarter kids. I had all advanced classes. I was super smart, actually. I was to the point to where I was organizing people's notebooks to get them, you need to get on track here, And my mom moved me from there to the inner city. And when I went to this school, I started fighting boys. It was just, I turned into a different person because I was in survival mode and I wasn't so focused on my education because I knew that in that small town, my education was going to get me away from here. And then when I got there, I still graduated and I still graduated at the top of my class, but it was a struggle because I was too many distractions and it wasn't that same wholesome education that I was getting in this town that had it was a mixed race school, but the majority of the people there were grounded there. It was like historical there. It was like everybody that was from there was from there. So we had the best teachers, the best educators, the best track coaches. We had the best of everything. And then when I moved to the city, I lost track. I lost focus. I was too busy being caught up in what was going on. So I wish I did have a choice.
Well, when I was right before pre-high school, I was in Cali, actually, and my zip code had me going to Compton High School. Or it was Compton High School or Centennial High School. I had like two choices. My parents were like, hell to the no, we're going to move you, period. So I ended up moving to we ended up moving to a Hispanic neighborhood, and it was just mainly Hispanic kids and me. And and me, and that didn't really work out really well. And then they moved me all the way like about an hour away, and it was a mixed white and black school. But I couldn't find any friends, so it was just really weird. They just kept moving me like, okay, we're gonna do our own school choice. We're moving here. We're moving here. We're moving here. And so I think that for me, I would say school choice matters, especially now. Well, since we've been through the pandemic, I think that parents and like we just said, none of us are parents, but I just want to give my little 2 cents just because I work with kids. I think that parents should be doing more work in teaching their children at home. That's my personal opinion, and only because you never know what your child is learning away from you if you're not teaching them anything
or not learning.
Right. And so by the time they become grown, they've had these teachers that have been their parents, these teachers and these students and their peers and all that, and TV and whatever. And if you're not pouring into your children, letting them know some of the standards that you would like for them to have, and then like we talked about, the legacy, letting them know who the family is and what we do and how we do things in our home, then they're going to be jacked up. They're going to be totally jacked up, and you're not going to recognize your children.
Yeah. Because
you don't have a say in what's going on.
I mean, I hear about some of the things that are going on in the public schools these days.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, what?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
What? That's
crazy.
something like Cooley High. I watched that in, back in the day.
It's crazy.
They make these movies and then they turn it into reality.
Yeah.
And I never could have imagined going to a school like that. I would have been scared. And I called myself an OG, but I would have been scared going to
There's
school.
a lot of bullying going on. And,
Yes.
But my sister, she homeschools my niece and nephews. So I can see the importance of once you find a school that, school choice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whether it's a private or doing your own charter school or whether it's a choice of homeschooling.
It's choice.
It's the parent's choice.
And you
And I think it's absolutely necessary.
Exactly.
And I think it should be. I think it should be their choice. So you guys, my last, because we got about 15 more minutes, and there's a couple of things I really want to talk about, because I want to let Kiss Kiss and London talk about what they have going on right now. But my last topic, I know people wanted me to talk about some other stuff, and I'm not choosing to talk about that. But I want to talk about the Good Stellar Awards and the NAACP convention that was just here this past weekend. I didn't attend any of them because I didn't want to. Plus, I had my own event going on. But I wanted to know if any of you attended NAACP, like what they got going on. Were the Stellars Awards worthy? Did they really show the love for God, or has it just become another awards show? And like I said, and don't get me wrong, because I'm working with the award shows, so I don't mind award shows, but in my opinion, don't claim to be a gospel award show, but you're doing everything but gospel or everything but talking about God. So I need to know. Yeah, I need to know who went to the doggone Stellars and what.
I went to both.
I worked
went
the
to both.
Stellars.
I worked. Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
So I worked the red carpet.
What'd you see?
So I went to NAACP or the Stars, which one?
Both.
I
didn't
just
see
give me
you.
like
I
a
was
little.
doing photography.
Just give me a little synopsis.
I think that gospel has moved more secular, but me and in my home, I'm an old school gospel artist,
Okay.
right? So I was looking, I'm like, Kurt Franklin, 2 albums stomp. I'm looking for Hezekiah Walker. I was looking for
I'm
Johnny
looking for the
McClurkin.
Clark sisters.
The Clark sisters were there.
I didn't see them.
Yes.
Well, I was probably too busy with Kilante.
So I think I don't know the new school gospel
Yeah.
artists,
And they're all pastors.
but I'm old school. I will listen to My Blessings and listen to Johnny McClurkin, and that's what I focus on. But I can't even talk towards it.
And I want Kiss Kiss. She's like hyped up because she's ready to go. And I want to say that I don't mind the new school. That's not the issue. The issue is because everything can be revamped, everything can be remixed. But the issue is when you stray so far away from what the original intention was, and it's kind of like, well, what? It's the Stellars. No, I don't think that's a Stellars player. That's not what that is. And so that's what I want to talk about. Like, who's to blame for that? Okay.
So I think in the change.
Okay.
They like
We got Todd tribute. Let me give it to you.
yes, I feel like gospel is also a legacy within itself.
It is.
See how that's changing.
It is.
Yeah.
By itself.
Yes.
But I think with anything, there is change. One thing, it's generational movements. Whether our parents used to listen to, Diana Ross and Donna Summers and Tina Turner, yes, and then we listen to our music. So it's the same with gospel. It is a change, and it's reaching who it needs
A
to
new
reach.
generation.
A new generation.
That's what they're doing. They're trying to reach a new generation.
And I get that. You can reach
Yeah.
a new generation all day long, but if you're not talking about the same person, which is when it started out, you were talking about God. Now you're talking about whoever you're talking about, then it just doesn't matter to me.
I'm sorry. It was the dancers with the cowboy suits on they got me. I said no.
They had dancers with cowboy suits on.
Yeah, they did.
No.
I left after the red carpet.
Oh, yeah, they had dancers with cowboy. They had a whole
Okay.
cowboy hats, shorts, cowboy boots. It was a great show. I mean, it was a great show. Tamala Mann did her thing, but
People are so. Hang on.
Yeah, somebody said her mic went silent. That's what I thought.
Your mic
too.
is off. I can't hear you.
I don't know what happened to it. Oh, it looked like it came. Did it come out?
Check.
Yep.
Oh.
Hey, we got to hear Kiss Kiss.
Everything you said earlier, we didn't hear it.
Oh, okay.
They didn't hear
My
it. They were
bad,
like,
my
what happened?
bad.
They were like, what happened to her mic? So you
My
were
bad.
saying about your first comment was about the legacy, like gospel music you said is similar to, it is a legacy. And you're saying that
It is a
it's-
legacy, and it changes with how everything gets.
Yeah.
It's levels to it. So I feel like gospel music now has to go deeper into the trenches, combat what people are hearing now,
Yes.
make it sound like this, but it's not this.
Okay.
Just to keep people to listen and to still want to listen to the genre of music. You know what I mean? So I do think that it does seem like things get a little edgy, out of line. We lose the purpose of why we're singing and who we're singing to, who we're singing for, who we're giving the praises to. But life is so hard, and I think the heavier the heathens, the more we have to go into the trenches with the music. You know what I mean? And really be on the edge.
And I can get with that though, Kiss Kiss. Like I
So-
said, I can get with that, but it's just if I'm dressed like the cowboy in the jeans or whatever, you want to be edgy. But if I'm dressed similar to Meg the Stallion and I'm at a gospel award
But
show,
then you have to
then
look
I-
at it. Talitha, take. Let me. So
I'm not gonna do it.
so our grandmothers grew up with Mahalia Jackson wearing
Yes.
dresses down to the floor,
Yeah.
and then when we grew up, we go to church with no stockings on.
Yeah.
But I still love the Lord.
Yeah.
But I'm not wearing no pantyhose because it's hot outside.
I'm not either, and my aunt would tell you different. Like, oh, you don't wear pants. Like I didn't
Exactly.
like them then,
And so I would still say something like, "You mean you listening to that?"
but
You
I
know?
wasn't wearing cheeks though. I
But
mean, I
if-
wasn't showing cheeks though.
But
I
that's.
might have been showing a little
Take for
leg.
days.
But I get what they're saying. That
Okay.
I get what they saying. I get what you saying too.
Yeah.
I get what you saying too, because it's like my grandmother's like, Lord, did you see what she had on?
Mm-hmm.
But 20 years ago, I know they said that same thing about me. Lord, did you see what she had on?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
She didn't have no stockings
She
on,
didn't have on no
and she
stockings.
don't have no girdle on.
did you see how short that dress was?
She don't have no girdle on. She
I
don't have
been
her
in
slip
church
on.
Doing,
Not the
Like
girdle.
who wears
Not
a
the
slip
slip.
anymore?
yeah,
Yeah.
and the panty line showing.
Yeah. Oh,
I've gone to church
Lord
like that
Jesus.
back in the day, but
No, ma'am.
it was because I wasn't going to church to be there for you. I was going to church to hear what the preacher had to say.
Yeah.
But then Miss Nellie Jean them sitting over there eyeballing me from the right, like I don't love the Lord. But I mean, who are you to judge? Who are we to judge?
Somebody said, "Who in the hell left the gate open?"
Right. That part.
Remember the old gospel infomercials? And they was mad because Kiss mics was off. We fixed it, y'all. We fixed it. So you guys, before we end the show, because we only got a few more minutes, and I want Kiss to be able to take us out. But I
Yes.
just wanted to ask you guys just briefly about your staying power. Like Kiss, what would you say has been your staying power? Like, give our listeners some advice on how you've been able to manage this music thing and be out there in these streets every doggone where. And then London, talk about your book, where we can find it, and give us just one thing of why you decided to leave it all behind and say, man, I'm about to do this. I'm about to do this. So Kiss first, and then London.
Okay, staying power. The secret to my staying power, I believe, is has nothing to do with me.
Okay.
Has everything to do with what I'm willing to do
Okay.
for others.
Okay.
As far as who I sing to, I am more of an energy distributor than anything.
Yes.
I can
And
feel
so I feel like if God says, hey, I'm going to give Kay $1 million because I know she's such a sweetheart and she's going to give it to the people that I know she's going to give it to.
You gonna
Why,
give me $1 million?
why not?
Kiss.
No, I said God. I said God going to give it to you.
Yeah, not Kiss. You see what I'm saying?
But to me, it's just bigger than it's bigger than just entertaining. It's really just making sure that everybody has God's gift and respecting it, and just making sure that, if you're going to be around, help people as far as audience, as far as colleagues, other people, like just be willing to help other people be able to serve their purpose as well. So I feel like the reason why I have staying power is because of what I put into it genuinely,
Okay.
as a woman, as a human being. And then my gift comes very last.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I have good karma.
I
Basically.
can absolutely. When I first saw you, I could absolutely see that. So I was like, I have to have her on the show.
Thank you for having me.
What about you, London? Your book. Tell us about your book, and then tell us one reason. I know you talk about it in the book, but one reason why you said, you know what, to hell with corporate America, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
Honestly, I wanted to better me.
Okay.
I wanted to go out there and really take everything that I'm putting into another company, I wanted to put into my own company.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. And it was also about that legacy. I wanted to let my nieces and nephews know that they can do anything that they set their mind to. Mm-hmm. And if it is just leaving corporate America, going rogue and not, conforming to that 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. schedule that I had, it's, just really focusing on making all the investments make me money while I'm sleeping. So my investments have those residual make me the 6 figures in my sleep. So the investments are out there. So that's what we need to
tell them the name of your book and where can we find your book so we can leave corporate America and say the hell with
America.
We're out of here. Yeah.
No, so it's Full Bloom. It's on Amazon right now. It's self-published.
Okay.
I ended up getting a mentor, and I'm really focused on the triple threat: the mentor, the coaching, and the author. Mm-hmm. And it is something that I did in 4 months. Did a book signing, and it was as easy as really having the opportunity to tell my story. And I did the first 6 chapters working out. Like when you said, the energy just flowed, the story was flowing. It's like, what do I want them to know about my first 90 days hitting the ground running? And that's what it was. I'm hitting the ground running, and that's mindset, setting goals, and taking action.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I followed up and did that book, and I did a journal as well. So it's like a guided journal that allows you to say, I'm grateful for the day. These are the reason why I'm, I woke up smiling because the first thing in my mind was this. So it's helping us get our thoughts out and put them on paper and come back and really, whether you're scripting, whether you're journaling, just get those thoughts out so you can be able to look back on that and then meditate and pray for yourself.
So what do you have coming up? And how can we follow you?
Yeah, getting back in more stages.
Okay.
I'm here. I'm, doing something where I'm able to continue sharing my story.
Okay. You should do a TED Talk.
And do a TED Talk.
Yeah. You should do a TED Talk.
Okay.
Yeah, I could see that. I see a TED Talk for you.
Awesome.
In your story, and letting, especially during this time, letting people know that, hey, it doesn't matter how hard it is, you can still get out there and be your own. Do it for you.
And how can we follow you?
Yeah.
I'm on all social media platforms, almost. So whether it's London Howard Photography, that's where you're going to find my photography, red carpets, portrait, branding, and portrait photography is what I focus on in sports. Okay. What am I doing? I want to get into NFL, NBA course, WNBA. I want to be
You can do
in my little box right there, taking photos of the athletes. But
I can see you doing that.
You can manifest that. You can do that.
Yes.
Get talking your mic again.
Photography.
Okay, got it. So
there you go.
what are you what do you have coming up, and how can we follow you?
I am on all social media platforms as well. Let's see, exo.kkmala on Instagram, Kiss Kiss on Facebook. I'm also on YouTube. Just Google me. Just Google me, y'all. Also, what I have coming up, let's see, I actually have a lot of things coming up. Yeah. Starting in September, I will be doing Fremont Experience.
Okay.
With a new band.
Really?
Called Bling.
Okay.
I'm excited for that. I am also still at Blue Martini on Sundays.
Okay.
I am still at Mariposa on Saturdays.
Okay.
I've been doing pool parties and just,
I saw you in the pool the other day.
I was in the pool.
I was worried about you.
In the pool just gigging. You didn't want her
But
to
she
get
had the
electrocuted or
microphone.
something.
That's
You was
right.
nervous for her?
That part.
Well, you guys, as we close the show out, please keep in mind we are looking for positive artists who would like to have a live feature performance to end my show every first and fourth Thursday now. We just need music with some substance and positivity. If you're interested, you can email us at foodforthesoulpresents@gmail.com for more information, and you could be our next guest. And so now to close our show out, we're running a little bit past, but we got to get this lady on the mic.
You got to get this
lady on the mic. So now here is Kiss Kiss with Love on the Brain.
Okay, let's see what a good angle. What the angle is at? What a Okay, so I chose this one right here. Shout out to my Lori love. Boy, you've got me let go. What you want from me? And I tried to buy your pretty heart. The price was too high. Baby, you've got me like, oh, you love when I fall apart. So you can put me together and throw me against the wall. Baby, you've got me like, don't you start loving me, just keep loving me, don't stop loving me. Oh, and baby, I'm fist fighting with fire just to get close to you. Can we burn something, baby? And I'll run for miles just to get a taste. Must be love on the brain that's got me feeling this way. It beats me black and blue, but it rocks me so good that I can't get enough. Must be love on the brain, yeah. And it keeps cursing my name. No matter what I do, I'm no good without you, and I can't get enough. Must be love on the brain. Baby, just keep loving me, yeah. All you gotta do is just love me. Got me like, ow. I'm tired of being played like a violin. What do I gotta do to get in your mother heart? Got me like, don't you start loving me, just keep loving me, don't stop loving me. And baby, I'm fist fighting with fire just to get close to you. Can we burn something, baby? And now I'll run for miles just to get a taste. Must be love on the brain that's got me feeling this way. It beats me black and blue, but it rocks me so good that I can't get enough. Must be love on the brain, yeah. cursing my name. No matter what I do, I'm no good without you, and I can't get enough. Must be love on the brain. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Miss Cumi. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So you guys, don't forget that the Las Vegas Black Music Awards are coming up Sunday, August the 25th. Voting is going on now, and I believe that it ends Saturday the 27th. So vote, and get your tickets at www.lasvegasblackmusicawards.com. Stay tuned in for next month's I Am Talitha Cumi show as we feature up-and-coming artists and special performances from some of our Las Vegas Black Music Award nominees. Make sure you follow us on all of our social media platforms. I Am Talitha Cumi, Food for the Soul Media Group, Orlay_worldwide, The Real Big Bobby B, and K2 Unique. Our show tonight has been sponsored in part by the Orlay Collective, Big Bobby B Beats, Las Vegas Black Music Awards, KG Development, London Howard Photography, and Kiss Music. You guys, we will see you next week. Bye-bye.